Hello everyone and welcome back to Matchday number 12. It's felt like a very long day so far, but Rogue and Immortals have just finished their series. Rogue taking it 2-0, but it went all the way. 19-17 for the first overtime and then 16-14 towards the very end. But that is enough of Immortals and Rogue. We could talk about them forever. We could probably talk about Vice and Wrath. Definitely Wrath having a huge performance, but now on to the next series between Splyce and Ghost Gaming.
Definitely, and I mean, you can't leave out Hiko in that first map, but anyway. Ghost Gaming versus, who was it again?
Ghost Gaming and Splyce. Your boys at Splyce, you know?
Oh, my boys at Splyce.
It's like the battle of whoever is going to be more... Okay, I'm not going to say it.
No,
I was going to say it was going to be a battle of who am I going to be more disappointed at, or you're going to be disappointed at. Because we've had our moments where we're like, you've been like, you know, Splyce has been sick. I love the boys at Splyce. And be like, look, I love the boys at Ghost Gaming, you know. But sometimes it just let us down a little bit.
I like me some Ghost Gaming too. Is B still not playing though?
No, he's a coach.
Alright, well,
he's
I'm
still
going
studying.
for Splyce then. You can go for Ghost all you want. And I'm going to back Splyce on this one. So we'll have a bit of a back and forth. I reckon Splyce is going to win because their players are better overall, more experienced. I think they've got more structure than Ghost. I think the only thing Ghost really has going for them is the fact that potentially a lot of their players have some pretty sick firepower that they can come out. You know, we saw Neptune the other day have like 100 ADR series or something like that and go absolutely ham. Hopefully that doesn't happen this time. And some of the other boys on Ghost are pretty sick too, but I feel like Splyce should be able to grind them out in the end and have more consistency and more structure across the board. I suppose it'll be a little bit more down to maps as well.
Yeah, all right. Let's take a look at the schedule for today. So the first map played between Splyce and Ghost will be Train followed by Inferno. So we'll see Inferno once again and Train once again as well. So it really is just the same maps. And meanwhile, in the mainstream, we're already halfway through the third game. That's how long our first two games took. Is that it's already on the third game between Luminosity and Liquid. 8-7.5. I mean, I think both sides will be happy with that. Optics splitting 1-1 apiece with Renegades. And I reckon that if you're a Renegades fan, that's going to be pretty... something to celebrate about. You'd be pretty happy with that.
We're doing another Train Inferno as well, Kev, for the second time.
So this means that we can talk about B, Diggity, and all the trains, all we want.
Gotta love the trains, mate.
Gotta love the birds on Train as well.
The birds?
The birds.
Oh, there's birds in Ivy, isn't there?
Yeah, there is. And it's like, either they fly away at a specific time or if someone makes a noise or if something goes a little bit too close.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
Away.
I think they fixed that a while ago, but if someone walks up close to the birds, they used to fly away or something like that, and it would fully give away your position lurking at Ivy.
Yeah.
That was so dumb.
And it was just like, that was just next level strategy. It's like, see, like, you know, all those years ago, right? Coming into matchmaking, you hear one of the T's, be careful, the birds will give you away. Prophecy, man. Prophecy. Like, Valve is just playing 3D chess with us. Yep. We thought they were just funny sayings. Just like, oh, look at this guy. What is he saying? Oh, he was right the entire time.
Yep.
Yes, yeah.
It's just a really obscure reference to game mechanic that doesn't get worked out for years. But you know what? I don't think it'll be a factor in this match as it's probably fixed. I'm hoping it's fixed, and I'm hoping no more obscure game mechanics that Valve implements will really hold us back in this series.
Like the FAMAS or Galil unintended mechanic changes. I mean that's an unintended change.
How do you know it's unintended? Did you talk to the guy that unintentionally changed it?
Was it in the patch notes?
Did you talk to the guy?
Did you look at the patch notes?
Did you talk to the guy?
Did you look at the patch notes?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, was it ever in the patch notes?
Okay.
No, it was a guy who analyzed the game. I think it was I think his alias is Sloth Squadron, because I'm fairly certain he does a lot of analysis.
What a baller name, by the way.
Yeah, and he looked at it and he just went, hang on, it's like some of the numbers ratios don't look right, because what Valve have done without documenting it is that I think the information is now drawn from a different place, which is why unintentionally the things have changed. Oh. And it wasn't really officially in the patch notes, which is why people are saying they don't feel like it was intentional. It felt like maybe Valve's gearing up to optimize or change in a specific way, but there are so many things interlinked. And unfortunately, that's one of the things that did change a bit. That's why we're seeing so many FAMASs and Galil these days, as opposed to SMGs. Because normally you see, all right, you know, I'll pick up an MP7 instead of a FAMAS because it's a better gun. Now it's like a lot of people are picking up FAMASs very early on.
Well, they don't do too bad in the gun rounds, and I think for the rest of today, I'm just going to be thinking about what a Sloth Squadron would actually look like. That sounds pretty badass to me.
I don't know. I'm fairly certain that I could potentially cast this entire day of Pro League, walk about 10 meters, then cast another day of Pro League, and the Sloth Squadron would still be asleep.
Okay. Well, we'll see. If
You've now subscribed to Sloth Facts.
Sloth Facts.
Sloth Facts.
Unsubscribe. As we will see how this train game ends up panning out. Straight into the action. Let's go. Connor 93, aka Plastic Sandals 1992. And Davey's he's gone for the smoke and the dualies instead of the Molotov. That's $100. You were talking about this to me yesterday, how Davey he could potentially have picked up the Molotov here.
I'm not wrong. Everyone thought I was insane saying the dualies is now a viable weapon on the pistol side. Davey is just one step ahead of everyone else.
You just can't resist that 20% discount. You
Absolutely
can't.
not. It's a bargain. I mean, it deserves to go on those bargain websites. But there's a little bit of Ivory presence coming forward. Dallas, the new IGL of Ghost, able to get the first kill with the USP, and Seb is ready and waiting to trade him out. But the attack on B site's already commenced, so even though the bomb plant is going to go down, Ghost Gaming have a lot of members to commence this full retake with the single smoke grenade on Connor 93 as well. And dualies on Davey. Where is he going to use these? Like, sure, it's sick to pick up dualies, and I do enjoy it, as Mitch is able to find one. Sandfist dueling out alongside with Mitch. Mitch has a lot more work to do. He's just transitioning at the moment. He's caught in no man's land. And somehow Davey finally joins the action with the dualies. Gets taken out with a single bullet in the head, though. Too much aim punch. Mitch just dancing around right now. Dallas has the kit, and he has not stuck on it. He's just waiting for his time, but he will be able to get it. He'll retrieve the smoke as well. Good round from Seb and Dallas. They were originally playing towards Ivy, but transitioned the good form towards B side. And so Splyce, they get the bomb plant down, but Ghost get the first round.
Forgot that they had made this change very recently, so good to see him already playing quite well in this lineup. And then you got old mate Seb, consistent as ever, grabbing himself 3. Will be a buy up from Splyce. 1 AK dropped over to Rocket. Deagle, no armor on Mitch as a result of this, and the rest of them, Semphis has got a scout as well. What the hell is happening with this buy? They did get bombed down though, so they will be able to
not buying the next.
I mean, not buying the next now, but it's going to be a bit of a surprise buy. Interesting that they're choosing to put all of this weight on Rocker in terms of, you know, the big responsibility of having the AK. To be honest, he hasn't been too impressive for me for the most part, but I haven't watched too much of him in Splyce's closer games.
I did like what Splyce did just then. She showed a little bit of presence towards Ivy. I think they were trying to catch someone off guard. They were letting Semphis lead the way, with Roker backing him up with the AK-47, and Seb is spotted out too, so he's still able to hold on. Just going to call for the early rotation, and this is now starting to look a little bit more problematic for Ghost Gaming. They don't really have the firepower to kind of hold up. I mean, it doesn't look... It looks like, sure, Ghost Gaming have a little bit more rifles, but they don't have any utility. Only a single flashbang to work with. Splyce can very much catch them off guard, and Wardell has to go huge with his UMP at close range. He has to make sure Seb does not go down, and here they come. There's one. There's not the second, and Seb, he's found 2 before he's been traded out by Roke with the AK-47. Roke has now picked up 2. This AK-4 spy has worked out particularly well, but Rix is now coming in from behind.
He is indeed. Davy's only got himself an up, which won't do too well for the long distances that he's going to have shoot across. He's going to pick up his A4. Rick's walking out over the upper ramp. Rocker's gone on a bit of an adventure. However, it's not going to be a happy one until he does pick up Dallas. But the bomb is actually planted for him. That's worked out beautifully for Rocker. I didn't realise it wasn't a default plant.
No, Davey is always one step ahead.
He is. Except for the fact that he got his head blown off by Rocker. I mean, that he got his head blown off by Rix coming out from the upper ramp.
I mean, that was calculated. He was prepared to sacrifice himself. That's informational play. Roker used the information perfectly.
Yep.
Won the game, got 4 kills with the AK-47, so the big buy strat works out for Splyce because it means that they have effectively drawn an equal. They've reset Ghost Gaming before they can even get a start, so even though they did well, they're doing an SL crunchy by the looks of it. Just pushing up through inners as well as stacking Pop Dog, ready to go up and take the fight, but there's no one there whatsoever. There's just Mitch sitting pretty far back with an MP7 just chilling out.
As he should be. Fortunately, Davey is not sitting far back, playing pretty far up into that T-Con. Connor 93 puts him down. Drone picking up Rix and Wardell as they try to push up that inners area. Seb is going to trade out. Seb's looking pretty good already, but not looking too good anymore as Mitch riddles him with bullets.
Shouldn't be any more action happening this round. I mean, if they can sneak another kill or two, that'll be pretty cool. But just given the positions of Splyce right now, don't think Mitch will be caught off guard. He'll realize that T-Connector is pretty dirty and is just going to look to either contain the area or he's just going to go in and challenge it, because why not? You need the kills, right?
You're not wrong. Look at it. It's bloody filthy. Someone needs to get a janitor in there.
I mean, there's blood stains everywhere. There's a dead body. It's not sanitary. I mean, imagine if a train just went over the body. It would not be good for the rails, as Mitch just loses his life and his AK-47 for no reason whatsoever.
He does indeed.
Why? Like, is there a need to challenge that position at that particular point in time? Other than stats, memes, and everything, wasn't it better for him to actually go through Ivy where his teammates just went through and just go the long way around?
Look, Kev.
Or should I just not question it anymore? I should just...
At this point, and at many points, in most players' Counter-Strike careers, after about 4,000 hours and 500 train matches or whatever, you don't really think about it too much anymore. Sometimes.
But was that the correct play to make?
No. Thinking. Double thinking emoji out of Karath.
Good thing there's no Karath cam.
Thank God.
Ghost Gaming do have the retrieved AK, courtesy of Mitch, gifting them one over. And now they're just looking to do a little bit more damage on the back of the pistols and the AK-47. So Dallas with the AK, now just locking down Ivy. He's used a smoke grenade early on, as the rest of Splyce are just looking to bust out. If Dallas goes huge right now, he might be able to do some damage, but Mitch, making up for his transgressions, is able to get the first opening pick on towards Wardell, and now they're slowly starting to walk through the Ivy smoke. Roker, he's been on point so far this match, and Mitch has definitely stepped it up as well, just after a slight mistake, so I can forgive him now. I won't blast him anymore. And Ghosts, they can't retrieve any of the AK-47s, just looking to do some damage at Splyce. 3-1 after this round. Decent economy to work with as well. Still early days in train. Haven't seen both sides execute. Splyce definitely will have something to bring onto the table. It just remains to be seen whether it's a banquet or a cheese platter if you're starving.
Already am, Kevin.
Sorry?
I already am.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's near lunchtime for us, I think. But I've got my boosters as Semphis. I was able to get one, but once again, it's not really a favorable trade. Shouldn't be playing isolated positions. Mitch is coming in a little bit... Okay, just in time. I was going to say just a little bit late, but he did have Roker's assistance coming out of Ivy. Rix is unable to take the AK to the next round. It's just... I don't feel like there's much need to kind of play those positions to get the exit kills, because you really want to just take your AK to the next round and trade it through instead of allowing the CTs to carry it forward. Or am I, once again, thinking way too much into this?
Stop thinking, Kevin. No one thinks these days. You just do it. You go with the rocker approach. You just go in, grab the headshots. Unless you're playing Cloud9. Then you get headshot.
You get headshot here, headshot there, headshots everywhere. Slight pause, I'm not sure what it might have been. Could have just been a little bit of a tech issue, which is very quickly resolved.
Alright, we got a Wardell on Semphis. Let's see how this one goes.
Hopefully Semphis has a much better game. I mean, earlier on the season, did impress me with his AWP. Definitely was able to hit a few of the shots that he needed to, but yesterday was completely flat against Cloud9, so he needs to just wake up and just compose himself. Doesn't really have to necessarily take the aim deals right now. Just find the smart angles, get the shots you need to, then get some confidence, and then take the deals, you know? That's the best way as an AWPer. You get settled into it, and then you go explosive. You don't try to go explosive. Oh, I just died. Try to go explosive. Oh, I just died.
Some people do, Kev.
Some people do.
You got a good checklist down, though. Very admirable.
It depends. Once again, it depends on an offer. I mean, I'm not going to ask Simple to go, all right, just Simple, just play compose at the beginning. You want Simple to be explosive from the start, because that's the style of player he is.
Yeah, look, you got too many steps for Simple. It's too complicated.
Step 1.
Not simple.
Kill people. Step 2. Kill more people. Step 3, Roker holds Ivy and kills people. As there is going to be the B-side attack on Seb. Seb is going to be a little bit isolated. At least Dallas gets the 1-for-1 trade, but now Seb's just locked out. Has a lot of work to do, and Semphis does not allow him to do anything off with, you know? Easy opening picks, get the kills that you need to get, and then just allow yourself to get warmed up before you start flicking pretty hard. So Ghost Gaming acknowledging the danger. They don't have the utility to kind of make their way back to the B-bomb site. Just going to be saving. Rick's going for exits.
How do you beat Wardell with the AWP, Kev? Go to the other bomb site.
Yeah, exactly. Like, why do you, like, we hype up a lot of the time the AWP versus AWP battle, and for explosive AWPers, it would very much be the case. But I don't, like, in my mind, yes, Semphis is not, like, the explosive AWPer. He's a very, he just takes the shots that he needs to, and he makes sure that he hits the ones he needs to. And we didn't see that yesterday against Cloud9. It's probably more disappointed in that. They've actually just lost the AWP, and Dallas actually dies before the end as well. So over any chance of a force buy from Ghost Gaming is now down the sewer, and Splyce, they trade a few guns. The result of that, they'll be pretty happy. Grenades coming out from Ghost Gaming. They're trying something.
Grenade. Mitch is having a pretty good game. Granada. 8-4 for Mitch, so really good start into this game. Wasn't really present against C9 too much, but then again, no one was. Ghost is probably a team a little bit more on their level, if not a little bit of an underdog, I would say, in this series.
Yeah, the odds were very even given the situation. I think that's because a lot of people, I think Splyce did underperform yesterday, as now Rick's up. He's lost the M4 instantly. Seb does manage to find Semphis and pick up the AWP, so at least a little bit of retrieval. As Connor03 made a lot of noise coming forward, and Roka should be able to suss this out as well. Seb with the AWP finds Mitch. Davies close by with the Max 10. They're ready for the trade, but they're just going to take down Wardell before going in, and Roka is just being an absolute nuisance right now, just utilizing the aim punch, and Davey just comes driving by. Skirt, AWP's retrieved. Splyce 5-1.
Plenty of money in the kitty for Ghost Gaming. Wardell's going to grab himself an AWP, as well as Rick's. So, see if these AWPs are going to be successful, or whether Splyce is just going to go attack the bomb site. As you put it, the B-side attack on Seb. It's a personal attack. It's all to do with Seb. They don't even want the bomb site. They just want to kill Seb. As Roka pushes up towards Ivy with his old mates. Number 6, that's Drone. Number 7, that's Rocker. Davey walking out of T-Con through the sandwich smoke, and they did have Semphis AWPing up a ramp. Looks like he threw a couple flashbangs towards the inner. Rocker coming out. Ivy will be running into Wardell. Wardell's ready for it, but little bit too far across the screen there is Rocker. He does grab Davey though. Rocker pushing up through the old bomb. And trades going back and forth leaves Semphis all alone in this world.
Yeah, Semphis, effectively a non-factor in this. Oh, okay, he's taken 1 kill so far. I was going to say it's almost a non-factor, but now he's made himself a little bit more of a factor. 1-on-1 against him and Seb. I'm not sure if he spotted out, but that's smoke. He knows at the very least Seb is towards the Ivy location, but he's just going to have to wait it out. It's got a lot of time to work with. He's going to use a lot of his grenades early on, though, which is going to spell a little bit of trouble because Seb has a lot of grenades to work with. 2 flashbangs is 2 new grenades. Seb is going to make his way the long way around, and Seb is going to get a little bit more nervous as time ticks by because it looks like Splyce will have to go for the kill for the round victory, and Seb is just going to back off towards the server box.
Trying to get a little bit of an off angle here as he walks back up. Semphis retrieves the bomb. Seb will see that it's gone very soon here, but he walks out checking the angle perfectly. Well done from him. Putting Ghost with double the rounds on the board. Doesn't manage to press E on the AWP. Oh man. E never works.
At least he didn't press E and lose the gun and not retrieve the AWP, because the amount of times that's happened is just like, bro, really?
Yeah, that always happens to me. Everything bad always happens to me. However, Ghost Gaming not having too bad of a time. They are down 5-2, but they're giving themselves a chance to get a foothold back into this half. They have put Splyce down, but losing all their players down to Seb, if they do lose this round, it's going to be a very harsh reset for the boys. They're clearing out inners fairly well here, and it looks like Splyce are keen for an execute on B.
Ghost Gaming just going to retrieve a little bit more information from Pop Dog, potentially pushing towards T connector before rotating more members across. So just playing retake B is Seb. I think he may have spotted out a lot of people coming in from the uppers line. He will be able to tag down Drone quite heavily, but look at Roka pushing far up. There's a HE grenade. Roka, he doesn't realize his head can be spotted out by Seb, and Seb just goes, thank you very much. You're not welcome in this round anymore. Flashbang to allow Mitch to push through. Seb's completely blinded out. So is Dallas, but he can't land the spray. Too many targets to choose from. And so Splyce, even though they get the advanced positioning, they can't get the kills. And Semphis, he's got to play aggressive eventually because Drone's now be found out. Smoke grenade goes probably a little bit too far. He's just wondering, where do I go from here? What do I do? Davey and Semphis, the two more experienced players. Now it's all down towards Semphis, and Wardell's just sitting there waiting the entire time. Doesn't miss it, lands a shot. Ghost Gaming picks up 3 and Splyce back to the drawing board.
Very crucial round for Ghost to win that. Bomb plant might enable Splyce to still be able to buy into this round. We'll have to check out their money after this. Yep, they're still pretty much good to go. Semphis has been buying AWPs pretty much non-stop, so he's going to be a bit sad economic-wise. Someone will probably drop him over and up. No, he's just going to go for a CZ. So no problems. 1 AK is lacking. Straight back onto the double orb. This time Connor being the secondary AWPer. See how effective that is, as Ghost potentially here going to be able to put Splyce onto an eco. Not sure if Ghost bought that second AWP or it was retained from the other round. That will be a pretty important thing to consider for them in terms of money, if they did have to purchase it. Very passive hold out of Splyce, maybe expecting some aggression here from the Ghost side, but nothing will come out. Seb's been shouldering this line. I'm just itching for somebody to double peek and grab that kill. It's pretty common nowadays. Nice little flash there from Wardell.
Such a slow round though coming out, which is just unsettling Ghost as well as... Or just unsettling Ghost, because normally expecting very explosive, fast plays from Splyce. We've been making a lot of contact plays early on. Now that they've kind of slowed down the pace and just not shown themselves, you can see Connor93 is unsure whether to be on the A side or the B side, and he's just transitioning between the two. He's always in flux, never stationary.
Interesting to see Rocker on the lurk towards Ivy.
That makes it work out.
It does. Catches Dallas in transition to rotating out to that outer bomb site, which is being pressured very heavily. Wardell in a bit of a difficult scenario, and Rocker catches him in transition to a different position as well. So a little bit fortunate from him, but you know what? You put yourselves in the right positioning, and 9 times out of 10 it'll work out for you.
And once again, Rocker was a man with a mission. Just a single lurk play really just opened up the map for Splyce. Ghost Gaming. Oh, you feel a little bit sad for Wardell. He was just trapped in no man's land, no one to back him up, no flashbangs. He was behind enemy lines, and the enemies just wanted to shoot his head off. But they'll be able to take the 3 rifles into the next one. I don't think Splyce are really hunting for this. Their economy is not in the best shape as well, so they want to take as many guns forward into the next round.
I think this will be a buy again from Ghost. 3 retained into the round. Dallas is capable of buying. Seb is capable of dropping if he feels like it.
He'll have a lack of utility, so...
I mean, it's better than saving with 3 guns retained.
No, Connor93 is going to take one for the boys. CZ out, utility up. Rule number 2, fully in motion.
Absolutely. Not all heroes wear capes. As the rest of Splyce pile towards inners, they're just going to run straight down onto Seb. Oh, he's sort of caught out there, and unfortunately fumbling with his nade out enables the 1-for-1. That's what I want to see more out of this Splyce team. Their roles seem so wishy-washy sometimes, with people doing a little bit of everything. And I think everybody, when they saw this lineup, thought about the drone rocker entry combo. 4-on-4 here.
I don't think Ghost can really go for much other than kills. They don't have the positioning necessarily. Mitch is locked down SL, and it's so difficult to come up that ladder. And there you have it. Rix actually just loses his life anyway. Cotton 03 comes out. Mitch should be able to catch him up as well. And the two CTs left with the guns, just sitting in CT spawn and just hoping. They have to move fast because Mitch is on the hunt. They're all on the hunt. Splyce realize that resetting them right now is going to be more potent than actually taking the AKs to the next round. And there you have it. Roka's going to find one more. Roka can't find the last one. So Wardell will be able to keep his AWP up, but the rest of them have to pretty much be on the eco except for Seb. And Splyce up 7-3 in real danger of just taking out this half pretty much outright. I mean, should be 8-3 after this, barring a sick pistol play or play. Stage is Splyce. If they get a few more rounds, it becomes very difficult for Ghost Gaming to try to come back into this. But once again, we've seen really good T-halves from the earlier games today, from between Immortals as well as Rogue. So maybe it's the same here as a fast pop dog push comes out. The action does not stop, but Wardell's going to open up this time around. Wardell, ooh, so close to finding the second. Not going to work out, but the counter pop dog push happens. There's people watching it, and Rix, trying to emulate his best to be a Ghost operative, will be looking to get the kill on towards Roka. As mentioned, push his way around the edge of the smoke, and he has not spotted out Davey.
Good little half anti-eco because Wardell did have the AWP. Not sure if he's going to be able to afford it into this round or whether he will glass cannon. We will see. Roka and Mitch having pretty good games over on the Splyce side. Seb doing his best to try to lift Ghost into a few rounds. And I suppose the only other person that's been semi-impressive for me is, I feel like Dallas is pretty much getting every kill that he should get, but just hasn't had too many opportunities to really make a round impact.
There you have it, Semphis. Ooh, just unscoping as Wardell comes across the line. I think Semphis was expecting a flash and he thought he was home safe. But once again, 1-for-1 trades are always going to be favorable for Splyce at this stage, unless one of Ghost Gaming decide to go for an informational play. And no one is shifting their positions just yet. One towards Sandwich, one Ivy, one Pop Dog. Wardell throws one in, but doesn't blind Roka. Really, really good reactions coming out from Roka to kind of dodge the flashbang. But he's just holding his line right now. He doesn't want the CT to push out.
Wardell has no reason to. Would be an extremely risky play, knowing that Roka's been there quite a lot. Davey gets taking out Wardell with the AWP. Pretty good positions here from the CTs. Seb just spotting out here. They do have old mate Rix pretty aggressive up there in the ladder. That's going to give them plenty of information. And Connor's probably in T-Con, but they're making the perfect play here on the side of Splyce.
And out goes the AWP. Can't be retrieved by anyone. So Davey, at the end, just goes, yeah, let's forget about the AWP. They can always buy one up. The last thing that we want is Ghost Gaming to get one. And you look at Davey just playing through the edge of the smoke, and we'll spot the feed of Connor as Mitch will take down Rix. Mitch was just waiting the entire time for Rix to push up through Pop Dog, and it works out perfectly for him. Now Splyce, 9-3, pretty comfortably in the lead. Ghost Gaming, nothing much to work with in this round except for pistols, maybe a little bit of body armor, but Splyce so far have pretty much been in control. I mean, after the pistol round, it's just Ghost have not really shown much. Few good rounds going their way, but the firepower, the strategy is just a little bit too OP.
Roka's having a field day in this game. I haven't seen him play this well so far myself, although I have heard plenty of hype. Trades going back at fourth up Ivy here. Only the CZ's on the side of Ghost, but Splyce being a little bit too eager to go up Ivy there. Mitch does put down both of the threats there. Rick's grabbing Davey. He's going to pick himself up an AK as Seb runs his way through the halls. 2-on-2, so potentially winnable. Semphis is posted up on Rick's position. He's heard Seb behind him. Seb's made too many steps, and this may be his downfall. Although he's playing it patiently enough. Rick's in the sandwich area is going to get pushed by Semphis. Oh, both literally could get sneezed on and they would die. Seb pushing up on top of the blue train. He's seen Mitch fall back towards the inner connector. Might not expect Semphis directly under him, so... Oh, wow. Seb turning around there. What kind of game sense is that?
Not much, actually. I think Semphis just took a little bit too long. And now Mitch, he is not aware of the fast push coming forward from Rick. So he's going to fall. And Splyce. Oh. I don't even know what to say. They're welcome in Australia anytime, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't know about full-on fighting Ivy so quickly into that round. Maybe next time, just take a little bit longer. See what your opponent is thinking about doing.
Roka's actually on 18 kills so far after 13 rounds.
Going nuts.
Seb's on 15, which considering that Ghost only had 4 rounds is pretty insane.
It is indeed, but there seems to be a method to the madness. He's that inner bomb site holder as well, for the most part. So he's doing a great job, especially because not all the rounds are ending in now. 2 early picks for Ghost. That's getting them straight on the board there.
I'm not sure what Mitch was doing because that's not the correct Molotov to be throwing in Roka. If there's ever a man to kind of drag his team back, it is going to be him. He's drawn a little bit of attention away. He wants Semphis as well as the others to kind of make a push out. And Semphis managed to make his way back towards the back of Green Train. Wardell, though. Oh, no, they're dealing it out with Roka. There's no trades coming out. And Rix is also going to take down Davey. He decides to push in. And once again, Semphis last man left standing. We'll be able to find one in the AWP, but that's really nothing much at this point. And Ghost, well, Splyce will have enough to buy up into this. They won a lot of rounds in a row with a lot of people up. But Ghost have done really well to try to at least make this half a serviceable CT half for them to try to claw their way back on the T side.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's still neck and neck. This is a pretty important round for Ghost. Splyce winning this round and then winning the pistol would really put them in a strong, dominant position to win this game, but only going up 6-9 would be a bit of a different story. So this is a more critical round for Ghost than it is for Splyce, but obviously important for both. Double nade into the SL there. Rick's able to jump away just in time, only using 28 to the deeper nade. Molotov straight out in there as well, so really trying to stop that SL position from being aggressed upon, and it works perfectly as Rix is knocked down just low enough in the Harry Potters to fall back.
The Splyce at the moment have a good spread across the map, but they're just waiting and biding their time to see if they can find any opportunities. Wardell once again posted on the line, but Roka, he's just been so sharp today. 20 bomb, surely from this man right now. Indeed it is.
The maths is on point.
Math is always on point with this one. But Splyce, they've got the opening pick, but where are they going to go? They have a decent amount of utility still left on the belts to whip out, to pull out the pin, and maybe to put the pin back in. But it doesn't really work like that. But hey, we'll just pretend it works like that in real life.
Probably a bit of misinformation. Not the wisest decision to be telling people that.
Yeah, don't pull out the pin and put it back in. You can't do that. You can do it in CS, but I don't think you can do it anything else.
That's true.
Because what do they pull then? Like,
what does he do with the Molotov as well? He just lights it on fire and then he goes...
Yeah, it's just like, oh, I'm putting it back in my pocket, just automatic fire extinguisher. Roka will be taken down on the A bomb site on the lurk, but Rix has managed to rotate across. There are 2 on the B bomb site. Connor's managed to shift his way towards the inner train. There's not really members there, and he's actually dropped the bomb carrier. Time is ticking away, and Dallas Ghost towards the very end have managed to take it once again from Splyce, even though Splyce had the numbers advantage. So Ghost, serviceable CT half, 6-9, but really Splyce, that let themselves down a little bit. They're in a great position, 9-3. They lose the anti-eco. Then the last 2 rounds, like, sure, the next round afterwards couldn't really do much, but they have the numbers advantages. What's going on?
I mean, it's really just Ghost clawing their way back with a couple of awkward rounds into that half. Also, some really good aggressive play from them. Rick's getting kills in that ladder room is something that Splyce had to start adapting to. Wardell got a few AWP picks towards the ladder point of that half, and that's put them in a good position. I mean, if they win the pistol, they're dead even with them 9-9, and I don't know what it is about Ghost Gaming. I mean, they have a new RGL, but I always feel like they can make some pretty sick plays on the T side. I have more faith in their T side than their CT side most of the time.
Absolutely. Well, let's see how Splyce do on the CT side. Good start for them so far, but can they finish the job? Let's find out after 1.5 minutes of a break. Hello everyone, welcome back. It is half time for the EPL, the match between Splyce as well as Ghost Gaming, and that's pretty much my reaction to the half. I mean, Splyce could have made it like, that was an amazing half towards Splyce, but I don't really feel like Roka, I feel like single-handedly carried them through some rounds. I know that was a bit of a iffy reaction, but that's just kind of my, it's just like a more like, I look at it, it's a 9-6 scoreline. It wasn't as if it was impressive play from both sides. I mean, you had some individual standouts, but it was, overall, it's just kind of like, okay.
I'm going to go back in the VODs, cut that one out, and I'm going to do one of those
It sounds like me getting
Facebook
Zeus
videos where they have like you going, and then they have a goat going,
Yeah, it was pretty much a goat sound.
Yeah, pretty much.
But
Anyway.
regardless, I mean, ignoring all my bleating aside, it is going to be Ghost now on the T side, and you say that Ghost most likely will have something better up their sleeve.
I have
compared
no
to the
idea
CT
because,
side.
you know, they've just changed their RGL and stuff like that. But, I mean, you don't just bring a new RGL in and then go, hey, man, you got any ideas for this map that we're probably going to play against this team? So hopefully they got some cool things up their sleeve. Hopefully they have some things left over from when they played. They played plenty of trains, so they should be semi in their comfort zone and, you know, plenty of dimensions to their play. You got Seb who can go in on the lurks and control those areas of the maps that Roka did so well towards Ivy in that last half. You got Wardell, he can go for the picks, and then you got old mate Connor 93, who's always good for an entry frag or two when it comes down to the wire.
Yeah, absolutely. But on the side of Splyce, I mean, Roka's been on really hot fashion, really critical to see which place he anchors down. And for the rest, I'd say a little bit quiet. Semphis, I mean, there was a couple of rounds where he got AWP kills, but once again, none of them really felt like they were high-impact AWP kills. It was always, oh, my team's dead. Might as well go out and get a kill. Oh, I'm dead now. I got the kill, right, guys? So that's literally what I felt when I saw Semphis.
And he gets $100 for that. The rest of the team dies. Just think about it. How much money his kit's worth, right? Like 6K.
At least.
Out, makes himself $100 and the round's over.
Yeah.
And then maybe the other team picks up the AWP for a double.
Yeah, and it's just like, for me, I'd like to see him take more risks on the CT side where he gets himself into different positions. I like seeing that from Wardell as well. Like, sometimes it was caught out, but not necessarily because he wasn't trying to challenge an angle. It's because Ivy position was lost. And that was because Roka was playing out of his mind.
Yep.
And when Roka's in that fashion where he can just peek into Ivy and take the aim deal against an AWP and headshot him every single time, you're never going to win that as an AWP deal. Like, when it's just so frustrating as an AWPer, and where you just go up against someone, it's just like, this guy's just hitting every single shot. What do I do? But for Semphis, there's not really the same amount of excuse. There wasn't that much pressure on him. It was like all the pressure was on a different side of the map, and he'd always come in too late, or he'd always be locking down an angle and potentially Ghost not presenting the opportunity as well. But as an AWP, you can't always wait for the opportunity. Sometimes you've got to go make the opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to see if there's going to be a little bit more of a new look Ghost. Maybe they'll adjust some of the roles. Old mate Connor's picked up the utility. Wardell on the utility as well.
Why do we call him Old Mate Connor? I'm fairly certain we have a story behind this.
Well, Connor 93. How old is he now?
About the same age as me.
24.
I'll go look it up.
24, right? I don't know. I feel like I've known him forever. I've never met him, but we just have this connection. You wouldn't understand, Kev. As Rick's spotting out the SL. Looks like they're probably going to go for a smoke play towards outside. That's been kind of the common play to go for on train these days. Usually a smoke coming out from above SL and a smoke from elsewhere. Flashbangs coming out. Smoke CT, con smoke green train, molly onto the stop sign. I've seen this strat so much lately. With limited success on the T side. Looks like it's going to work pretty well for Ghost because Splyce are just going to play retake.
Absolutely. And now they've got pretty decent post-pan positions as well on the side of Ghost Gaming. Semphis, very difficult to challenge a CD connector line. There's no other external pressure, and Roka trying his best, darting around zigzags, but doesn't work. Seb still managed to connect to the head, and now Dallas is backing it up. Semphis, nothing he can do. And as the rest of the Ivy as well as Bomb Train push commences, I mean, there's only a single smoke grenade to work with, and Davey has to go absolutely huge, but the rest of Ghost just completely overwhelming them. Everyone alive. Everyone's going to keep their body armor up. And most importantly of all, they get the round victory.
Very important. Pistol round is so crucial, especially when you're down a couple of rounds on your opponents. So they're right back in it. Should be going up to 9-9. A little bit of a force coming out from the Splyce side. Couple CZs. and some Granadas. Semphis half committing, just going to buy a deagle, so unless he gets about 14 kills with that, he's going to be on the glass cannon or a rifle. Fast push outside of the T-Con from Ghost, but bit of a limp push really. What's not limp is Seb is already out near the E-box behind the brown train with about 10 HP to work with and no support from his teammates. Don't know about that one, Kev.
Yep, Seb backwards is, well, I was going to say, it just got absolutely outbaited, and they're just going one by one at the moment. This is a little bit painful to see, because now they're just lining up, and both sides are very, very welcome in Australia, given their propensity to drop anti-ecos. I might sound a little bit depressed, but it just feels like I've seen this too many times where a team just goes in one by one, and they get completely booked, and it's just like, why? You had so much promise. Why?
Very sad to see. As
absolutely dreadful stuff. What?
10-7. Gonna pretend that was never said. And Splyce. They're gonna move up the train yard. They have old mate Mitch at E-box. 2 at E-box now.
All right, here's
probably a problem with the E-box. They're trying to fix it.
Here's the challenge for you, Pilly.
Don't say
Who
old
is
mate.
not an old mate for you?
I would go with Wrath from
fair
Rogue
enough.
Miami.
He's a very much a new mate. Still a mate, as Rix
And
is able to...
Hiko's not an old mate either because he's a little bit too old.
Okay, so Roku was pushing in, has got a little bit too enthusiastic, and Rix, as a result, is able to get the kill. Did show the bomb. But there is not a further rotation from Splyce just yet. Just push Davey up very close towards uppers, and you still see Semphis darting around with the M4. And here are the smokes coming towards Ivy. 4 members, all CZs, except for Connor 93, because he sacked it for utility instead. But the new Glock ain't too bad. They're coming through towards back bomb train right now. And Drone, he's not shooting at anything particular. He just has to hold and fight. And he has to stand his ground. It does it really well. Has backup from Semphis as well to just chime in and do a little bit more. And now Davey should be able to hear this bomb plant going through towards Inners shortly. There it is.
He hasn't stopped it. He's just let it go down.
Yeah, he's decided, all right, I want the round victory as opposed towards the money denial. Mitch has been dinked out, so is Seb. Seb, though, doesn't have many bullets, and as soon as he needs to reload, it's game over. Doesn't matter anyway. Defusal is done by Splyce, and Ghost Gaming... well, they'll be on the eco once again. Splyce just looking to build up bank on the SMGs, but...
Quick little spray down here from Drone. Don't know if I was a fan of letting that bomb plant go down myself.
I mean, I would have tried denying it, but imagine if Rick's stopped, shot your teammate in the head.
You can go for a bit of a shoulder first, though. It's not like you just have to wide peek to stop it. He was in a decent position. Lots of SMGs across the board here from Splyce. Molotovs as well. Ghost walking towards inner. Just going to go for a bomb plant. Molotov's going to stop any... oh, never mind. Okay. That's why you don't run through the Molotov.
Money in the bank.
That's a lot of money in the bank. That's straight up $2,400 for the Splyce side.
1,200 between the bros, and now Rix is just scratching his head and going, where do I go from here? Towards his death, eventually. Inevitable death. We all know that.
Do you get mad at Rix for not going through the molly with all the boys?
Yeah, kind of. You got to commit.
That's a direct violation of rule number 2.
Like, if the call goes out in a... if it's like a pug, nah, we'll just be like, you guys made a really silly call. I'm not dying to that. But if you're playing in a team environment, it doesn't matter if sometimes the call is something you don't agree with. You have to just commit with the boys, you know? And he's able to get one. But first clip depleted. I'd say it's because Mitch got a little bit greedy.
Would have to agree with you there.
Just burning down time, and just imagine, like, at this stage, you don't want to just do a Splyce. Don't even go for the kill. Like, why bother going for the kill? Let him run around. Let him just waste time. What happens if he's got 5 seconds left, can't plant the bomb, then goes, oh, they haven't come hunting for me. I better go try and plant the bomb. He's got no time. Boom. Time's over. You get no cash. That was like an old 1.6 thing they used to do, apparently. But we're all too, I guess, trigger happy these days. Well, it's all about the stats. It's never about the denial.
Yeah, back in the day, they used to have to write down the stats on a piece of paper, so not many people saw them. Definitely true. as 3 members of Ghost moving towards Inners. Just slow control from them.
They do manage to take T-connecting control, so they should be able to rotate a member over promptly to help out Roka, considering he's only got an MP9. There's a lot of scary Ghost members. AK-47's ready to try to take an engagement. Davies actually just opted to stick with his MAC-10.
I feel like he should just whip out the CZ at that point.
Okay, so smokes and flashbangs come forward, but there's the counter smoke grenade, which Davey can actually hear them rotating. So Roke is able to get one before being traded out, which is pretty good work, because SMG over AK, good stuff. Mitch able to do some more damage, and the bomb's been lost. He's still dancing around. Come on, boys. Come on, Ghost. Where's the trade? It finally does come in, but look at the time it's taken for them to get the trade. Splyce able to push in from behind. Now it's up to Dallas to win this aim duel against Semphis as well as Davey. And Davey's just going to go in front with a MAC-10. He's going to be the bait, and they're out of ammunition. Davey did his job perfectly fine. And Splyce, one round closer towards taking it towards another match point. Ghost do manage to get the bomb plant down. I don't think they'll be able to buy up. They'd have to force, even with the bomb plant, so it might just be armor pistol once again.
I don't know. They should be right. Yeah,
but limited set of utility if they do force up. Connor's not going to have anything to work with, or he's going to sack his... I mean, Connor 93 so far has been the guy that's really just gone for the utility, so he might just get a Galil. No, he's actually gone AK. He's gone, I'm not the utility person anymore, I'm the fragger now. 5 AKs up against a fully kitted lineup of Splyce with very, very severe lack of any grenades to try to force their way towards a bomb site. They're just going to have to be sharper. And I just don't like how it's going to fare up for Ghost Gaming. So far, the sharpness hasn't really worked out for them.
Oh, mate. You're already abandoning your boys.
Just realistically, you got to maximize your chances of winning, you know? You can't just hope on...
How is letting Splyce to 14 maximizing your chances of winning, Kev?
If you have better guns, you can get the AWP out in Ward L. You'll have a lot of incendiary grenades and Molotovs. And Seb, yeah, okay, Seb just proves me wrong. Just goes, AK-47 is the utility I need.
Look at him go. He's up on Oil Train.
He's pushing harder. He's pushing faster. He's pushing stronger. He might be able to catch out Semphis as well. And he does catch out Semphis. So, all right, no utility needed as the rest of Ghost Gaming go. All right, let's just go B now on the back of Seb's heroics.
They're over at Ivy, and he's basically almost in their spawn. Davey's got his number. Unfortunately, which is...
No, he's going to whiff. No, okay, I was going to... He just let it go for too long, and Connor's on side already. So, at the end of the day, should have just gone for the aim deal and probably just rolled on towards the B bomb site instead. So, Ghost Gaming, proving me wrong. Seb just goes, you don't need utility. Sometimes you just got to walk out and make a big play. And there you have it. Ghost should be able to take this round. But losing this many guns towards Drone without doing any damage is not ideal, because Drone now can come in and at least make a very reasonable attempt at actually retaking the B bomb site.
You're not wrong. Nice little B-hop from him. He's going to underarm a flash through that lower ramp smoke. Out he goes. Wardell on the middle of the train is going to easily dispatch of him. So, 13-8 from Ghost. And Seb once again showing why, at the moment, he's been pretty much the only reason Ghosts are still in this game.
Splyce can fully buy up, except for Mitch, who's just decided to go with the MP7 instead and a little bit of utility in the kit. M4s across the board otherwise, and a lot of incendiaries and smokes to work with.
Them smokes. Ghost spreading out once again. Bricks just spotting out that T-connector area. Connor working towards Inners with Roka shouldering. He's going to spray down the angle, but not quite line up Roka in time.
Very difficult angle to spray down. You pretty much have to be coming flying out with an AWP and just pre-firing it to sometimes cash the CTs. That's why a lot of CTs do use it. It's a very low-risk, high-reward situation. You don't have to use your utility early. You can spot how many people come out. The only danger is that if they come fast down inners, you generally have an incendiary grenade in your hand ready just to throw at the inner train, stop a little bit of pushies, and just do some damage. I just actually called it pushies. Stop the pushies! Stop the pushies coming out!
Please stop.
Help, they're pushing me!
Ghost setting up for the Ivy split to outside. 1 T-Con, 1 SL, 3 Ivy. Seb going to make his way into the ladder room. Here we go, boys. They're going straight towards old bombs, so Seb doesn't need to overextend here. He just needs to chill out for a sec. Connor getting an entry, as we know he does. Wardell pushing out. Seb overextending a little bit there. He just needed to wait for his teammates to get in position through the old bomb a little bit more. Wardell doing great work in this round. It's come down to a 2-on-2 with 20 seconds. Good job from Dallas to trade that one out. It's all on Semphis. He's going to get out before the mollies. They might not anticipate this, but Dallas in position and ready to blow his head off.
Ahead, thinking.
Well, he thunked that one out pretty good, and
this is where I get scared for Ghost Gaming, because this is the round where Splyce buys pistols, and if there's anything that Ghost Gaming do struggle against, it has been the pistol so far.
Not wrong, Kevin. Connor needs to pick himself up a weapon. He's giving me... Oh,
he's just got a Tech 9.
I don't know. Oh.
Sure, why not?
No, mate. Come on. Where's the Mackie? Where's the Mac Daddy?
Great bait for a gun. I rate 8 out of 8 as Roka is able to take down Seb. And now they're all coming in towards Roka, who just pushes in for more. He wants more action, and they just walk straight in towards him. So he gets 2 for 1, and you just go, oh no, I've seen this story before. It's another anti-eco being dropped. The Ghosts just have to take a little bit of time to stabilize and just let Splyce kind of push in.
I have no faith whatsoever, Kevin.
See? My thing is, if you never had faith, you wouldn't be disappointed. Once again, I'm not wrong.
Pessimistic outlook as always from you, Kevin. As 3 of the Ghost players walk through the showers. They're just going to clean themselves up after that dirty round out of Splyce. Walk down the stairs here from all of the players involved. Splyce chilling at E-Box and the bomb train. They're a bit split up here, so you know what? This is pretty easily solved here from Ghost Gaming, but the problem is that they're taking so long. This is definitely the checklist that you tick if you want to lose the anti-eco.
Now you're just going 1 by 1, right? So there's the first one. They swing 2 together at the same time. Drone is going to step out, so they have come in 1 by 1. Wardell's going to be dinked out, and they know where Wardell is now. And this is where you lose the anti-eco, because you have no time, and all you need to do is hide or just take the aim deals. And Splyce do manage to pick up another one.
All the boxes checked there for Ghost.
Just import Ghost already to Australia. I reckon they'll do pretty well. Like, I know I'm memeing Ghost at the stage a little bit, but come on.
Ghosts were meant to be your boys, mate.
They've dropped 2 anti-ecos. In what world is that acceptable? 1, okay, fair enough. 2.
And it's 14-9 as well. Like, usually the impact of those rounds will lose you 2 rounds, so you can potentially bring it down to that.
Yeah, so imagine like, if they won those 2, they could be up in the lead right now.
And imagine if Roka wasn't just blowing everyone's head off in the first part of the game. This would be a pretty different game.
Okay, so fast Inner's push coming out. They're trying something different this time, but Davey hasn't been able to at least find one. Wardell with a Deagle doing a little bit more damage, but these 1-for-1 trades is never in the favor until Semphis chimes in with an AWP kill on towards Rix. Bomb plant goes down. Semphis a little bit too sharp with the USB, and Wardell just looking to get back towards the inner train. So many angles to fight with on 15 HP, and you can just see the spray coming forward. Wardell's very nervous, checking every single angle, but it doesn't really work out at the end of the day as Drone gets another kill. They're just scavenging up, picking up any grenade they can before they go in the defuse, and it is going to be Drone with the privilege of defusing the bomb. Not the right, the privilege.
He needs to check his privilege. As I'd say it's pretty checked. He doesn't have a defuse kit, so he puts in the hard work to get that bomb defused.
It's got to guess the code. What does the defuse kit even do? Like, why does it halve the time?
Because it's got some pliers in it.
He doesn't use the pliers. It's just literally 2 wires that instantly connect. And what does it do?
What's on the end of the wires, Kevin?
Not
Clamps.
pliers, that's for certain.
Clamps.
Yeah, they're not pliers.
It's a similar mechanism, that is for sure. Whether electricity is transferred through or not, it is still clamping. So the more clamps, the less time the bomb gets to be defused. Is that not right?
You've bamboozled me a little bit as Ghost Gaming, backs against the wall, have forced up into the final round. It's not looking like an appetizing buy as well. Tech 9, CZ. They've offered me this for the buffet menu. I wouldn't be too particularly happy.
They've bought themselves a really mediocre lunch, but it was the only thing that was open, unfortunately.
Yeah, it depends what they make of it, you know? Sometimes you just get a mediocre meal and that's the only thing you have, and you just been
You dump a bunch of hot sauce on it and turns out alright.
You've just been dying all day, have a decent meal. Now Mitch looking to just take a little bit more pop dog control, which is always good to see, because if you control that flow, it does mean that Ghost Gaming have to start stacking these numbers more towards the B side. And look at that, Splyce. They've already got 2. They've got Xemphis on the fast rotate if needed. Now Splyce can slowly use the utility and just slow the pace of this down.
Mitch getting not very much information as they are all walking, but he will be in a really good position to flank this inner push. Running down the clock in a round like this, I don't know, boys. This is not going to work out too well. Lots of Splyce players in position here, only leaving Drone behind it. Ivy Rocker's going to grab 1 and a second onto Wardell. Xemphis with 1. So only 2 alive here for Ghost.
How does he get that with a Tech 9?
Just not enough. Can't lose those anti-ecos. Can't try to just force your way back into the game, literally.
Yep, there you have it. 16-9, and Splyce take the first map. Not really much to say about that afterwards. I mean,
I can say that
Ghost,
in terms of between me and you, I'm up 1-0.
Absolutely. But Ghost, I mean, started off strong, dropped 2 anti-ecos, which is never good if you wanted to come back. They're already down after their CT side, and the T side just looked like they didn't really have as many good executes as they wanted. I think they're just a little bit fresh to the map, and still back to the drawing board or towards whatever paper/theory crafting that you want. Probably not one of their strongest maps. Might look to ban it in the next couple of weeks.
Maybe. New RGL woes, as they haven't really gone over that one, it seems. And apart from Seb, you know, making the big plays and getting into the inner bomb site, they didn't really have anything on that T side.
There was a Pistol, Seb, and then what was the other one? Maybe they won one anti-eco, I think.
Unfortunate stuff from them. And Splyce just seeming like the stronger team overall. Had a pretty good T side, to be honest. Looked like they were pretty much all on the same page and knew what they wanted to do. Then their CT side. I mean, it's pretty easy when you're letting the other team's letting you beat them with pistols. Because one of the hardest things on the CT side is to keep your economy together. Both teams had some pretty bad anti-ecos, so definitely things to work on for both teams.
Whereas
Ghost, a little bit more to work on.
As one of the other people say, is it because we have bad anti-ecos? It was because the enemy pistols are really good.
Oh, yeah.
Thonking. Well, I don't think it was necessarily the pistols being really good in this state for any anti-eco in particular. It just felt like a lot of the time it was one-on-one. They didn't really give themselves the most opportunity. And when you don't give yourself, when you don't back yourselves up, because like Ghost take the pistol, they lose the anti-eco, so they're reset. Splyce then take a few more rounds. This is the round that they won on the back of Seb, you know. Then they finally were able to reset Splyce, I think, and then Splyce. Yeah, this is damaging, right? You lose 2 guns towards Drone, who does die at the end of the day, but he's already done the damage. You only keep 2 guns up, and you lose another anti-eco after that, and it's game over.
And it was game over, 16-9. Not really too much to talk about there. I feel like, you know, Ghost, they got some stuff going in their CT half. Seb was having a pretty good game, but apart from that, there wasn't really anything to show from there, you know, especially Wardell being such a hyped AWPer. Personally, you know, I'm sure that he's a good player, but I haven't seen it. Any of the games that I've watched Ghost, a few of them he wasn't present, but the few that he still wasn't present on the server.
I think it's just the economy game for this time for Ghost on the T side wasn't good enough, because how you meant to get an AWP, once again, you get reset every single time when you're up.
Yeah.
Like, there is no way to afford an AWP. You get charged down, your teammates get taken out, there's too many angles for you to cover the AWP. You have to hope you go explosive and find a few. And at that stage, because the Splyce are stacked up together as a unit, you can get one, but as the time you're trying to draw the pistol and furiously backpedal, there's just a bunch of ravenous counter-terrorists going, my AWP, my AWP, my AWP, and they're just trying to surround you and just claw your eyes out. Not really, literally, but figuratively.
Okay. Well,
you can imagine that. It is Magpie breeding season. No?
I didn't know what season Magpies actually breeded, so that's interesting information, Kevin.
That's
I feel like that's something you shouldn't really know unless you have some interesting sort of hobbies. But you know what? That's okay. I'm not going to judge you, mate.
It's just general knowledge, dude.
I don't think most people know that.
Regardless of either Mitch's lack of general knowledge or my overuse of general knowledge, map 3 is done. We'll be going on towards the final map for matchday number 12 very shortly. After a break, we'll see you soon.